Every avid reader remembers that one book, the first story that pulled them in and made them fall in love with reading. And in much the same way, most writers can point to a moment when they knew they wanted to tell stories of their own. For Sheneil Sinclair, that moment became the beginning of a journey, one that would eventually lead her from turning pages to writing them.
And one of my teachers, she was the one who noticed that whenever we would get an assignment, it would just be they would be okay, 1 or 2 pages less of writing, and I would do 3 or 4 more than I should have. And so
written at the height of the global pandemic, the 20-year-old author says her first story was inspired by the grief she saw all around her and the loss of an educator who encouraged her to write. Sinclair transformed that pain into a message of hope for young readers. Now, her first book is ready to be shared with the world, fittingly titled, This is Hope.
The story itself follows Harley Hope, and the book itself is named after her, This is Hope. It's kind of like a play on words there. But it follows her after she experiences the death of her father a murder of her father in front of her. And she kind of sparks awakened powers inside of her. So it is a fiction book, superheroes, kind of that vibe. I would love for people to be immersed in the experience. And Harley, the main character, I resonate with her in a lot of smaller ways,
Sinclair is pursuing a degree in forensic psychology. She also shares how her formal education played a key role in shaping the message and depth of This is Hope.
Emotion is a really, really big thing, and a lot of what we talk about in psychology is differentiating between the difference of grief and depression. And that's something that I had to be very careful with writing, on not crossing the line between grief and depression, because they're very similar and can be mistaken. The journey you set me on feels like an odyssey through uncharted territory. I don't know what to do, yet the memory of your voice pushes me forward. I will seek, as you instructed, and carry your legacy with every step. I haven't been okay without you. I've been staying with Miss Miles for a week now, and the thought of never seeing you again tears me apart every day. So this part is an excerpt from a letter that Harley writes after her father passed away. Of course, there's no address. She just kind of writes it to herself. And I think there's so many aspects that could resonate. A lot of times when people are in the denial phase of grief is that they send a text message to their loved ones or write a letter to their loved ones knowing that it won't get to them, but it just helps as an outlet to get the emotions out.
And beyond the pages of her book, Sinclair also carries a powerful hope that her words will spark something in every reader who picks it up, that they'll see themselves in the characters she's created, find hope in their journeys, and maybe even discover a love of reading just as she did.
You learn new things through reading and learn new experiences, new words. That's my personal testament, writing. I'm hey, I learned a new word. So the reading has so many, it's mindful, like I said, with psychology, it really does help with meditation and to ease down after a stressful day.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabreena Daly.